Welcome to episode 8, the OCHO! I'm here with Dave Maier for this little bit. We're going to talk about his favorite movie of all time, which is one that's very near and dear to my heart also. It is The Sandlot. So, Dave, my first question for you is, do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
I do remember it. Back when it came out, I was working as a projectionist on reel-to-reel film. So that tells you how long ago I was working at movie theater. And it was an Army and Air Force movie theater at Fort Ben Harrison. And I was waiting to see if we were going to get it. And we never got it.
Because it was only a two-screen. You guys were only a two-screen,
right? It was a one-screen theater.
Oh, one screen. Gotcha.
One screen. And I went reel-to-reel every 20 minutes. So we only had one screen.
Mm-hmm.
And we did get kids' movies once in a while, but we did not get it. So I had to wait for Blockbuster to get it out on video back then.
Real quick, I just want to interrupt you real quick. The Fort Harrison Theater that you worked at, on my list of movies, my all-time favorite movie I said was Field of Dreams. That movie theater is where I saw Field of Dreams for the first time.
The small world,
That
man.
is a small little theater. So you had to wait till Blockbuster.
I had to wait till Blockbuster, and I was living. I remember exactly where I was. I was living at Salem Courthouse Apartments over there by Lawrence Central High School, and I got it, and I loved it the first time I saw it. It was awesome. Absolutely loved it. Great movie. I didn't have kids back then, but I got to see the baseball. I'm a baseball guy. Baseball at heart. Love my Red Sox.
Sure.
Played baseball. In 93, my favorite thing to watch.
93, how old would you have been?
I'm sorry?
In 93, how old-ish would you have been?
So it came out early, so I was 21.
Okay, nice. So you were just a little older than the age of the characters in the movie and whatnot, but still probably had a lot of that like memory from being that age not so long ago.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So the whole thing, I loved it from start to finish.
And you instantly fell in love with it that first time you saw it?
Absolutely.
Right on.
And the cool thing about it is being able to, I have an older son, Andrew, who's 21 now, and him and I watched it. And then I have two younger kids that are 11 and 7. They'll watch it. And it's one of those movies constantly it's on in our house.
Does it hold up for the younger generations?
Oh, absolutely. They love it. Both of my boys are baseball boys. And they love the movie, and it's something that, if everybody's bickering about what to watch, that's the one somebody can say Sandlot, and we're all like, all right, throw it on. We'll watch it 100 times. I also watch it every year at the end of the year at school.
Oh, really?
When we have field day at school, in the morning we have field day. In the afternoon, they all just chill, and we watch the Sandlot at school.
That is really cool. So when we talk about the Sandlot, is there any one specific scene that is like your favorite scene in the movie? Like, the scene that like instantly comes to mind?
Absolutely.
Which one is it? Is it the pool scene?
It's the pool scene.
It's the pool scene. That's what I thought.
Squints is the man.
Yes, he is. That is awesome.
Yeah, we met Squints at a minor league ball game.
What?
About 2 years ago. We met him. We stood in line, poured, and they actually canceled the game. So we were waiting in line to go see Squints. It opened up and absolutely poured, and they canceled the game. And they said Squints. At first they said that he was leaving, and then they came back and said he's willing to hang it out. So we went under the stadium,
nice,
and he signed autographs for everybody that was there. It was awesome. So me and the kids, Topps Archives that year before. Topps Archives is a cool baseball set, and what they do is they put current players in old versions of Topps cards. So it varies. So like, you'd see a Mike Trout or a Mookie Betts ball card on a 1971 background, what it would have looked like back then. And that year, it was actually they had an insert set of the Sandlot, all the Sandlot characters.
No way.
So I've got the card. I brought it up to him. He signed it. We did the L7 weenie.
Nice.
Picture. The kids did it. Yeah, it was awesome. The kids loved it. It's just one of those movies that doesn't matter if it's my wife, my daughter, or any of the boys, myself will watch it over and over.
Very cool. So would you say that Squints is your favorite character, or is one of the other characters?
Not my favorite character, but that's definitely the best scene.
Yes.
When he makes out with Wendy, and everybody thinks he's dead. It's classic.
It's
classic.
so good.
It's and what's funny is with this movie, that scene, or there's lots of great scenes. S'mores, you're killing me.
Yep. Killing me, Smalls. Yep.
Great. You've got the scene where the rival kids show up and they're
yeah,
back and forth. You butt sniffer and all that stuff. That's great. And then at the end when Benny's getting chased by the beast.
Yep.
They're all great scenes, but I think the swimming, or even throw in the ride where they all puke from
yes,
I
forgot about that.
Scene after scene, but the swimming pool scene, that's the best,
so
especially
good.
the first time you see that scene and you have no clue what's going on, and it's just like so over the top. But I would say not my favorite character.
Who is your favorite character then?
Ham Porter. Porter.
The Hambino.
I was the chubster when I was a kid, and there's Ham. He doesn't care, and he, hurry up, this game's got to go quick. My mom, I got to get home for lunch.
Nice.
Ham's the man. He's got the confidence. He's got the swagger. It's a great character, and I'm not a big Funko Pop guy.
Sure.
But my son Andrew gave me the Ham Porter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Funko Pop, so I've got that, and that's up near my Squints autograph.
Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. But Ham's just, he makes you laugh. He's got the swagger.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that stood out for this with this movie for me when I saw it is this is a PG movie with Dennis Leary in it.
Yeah.
Everything I have ever seen Dennis Leary in.
Think back. That was roughly, and you probably know this better than I. When did The Ref come out?
The Ref was the next year. I think it was 94.
So,
but
it
was also the same year as Demolition Man.
Right. So this was not a PG movie. Although PG, they snuck in 2 shits in the movie.
Yep.
Which you think about it, like nowadays, I don't know. I can play. Every kid in 6th grade's already seen this movie.
Sure.
The majority of them. They could care less about hearing the S word.
Yep.
But I mean, I think hearing that, it's funny as a dad. Like it wouldn't have changed that movie at all to change that word.
Sure.
I think my 11-year-old, he laughs at it. Although one time when Alan was younger, he was running around and he loves Benny the Jet. That's hands down
nice.
His favorite character. And he's acting out a scene, and we couldn't hear what he was saying, and he was just yelling shit because he was pretending the beast was chasing him around the yard. He just kept yelling shit.
That's awesome.
As a dad with a youngster, you cut that out. You can let 3 and 4-year-olds watch that movie. There's nothing wrong with it.
For sure, it is a lot of fun. That English Mastiff is I like the flashbacks, video scenes and whatnot where they build him up to be like he's actually like a massive monster. I mean, he's a big dog.
Yeah.
The one thing I never understood was, though, in the flashback scenes, the beast's owner definitely is an old white dude. Who then somehow becomes James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
I'm really baffled by that.
Absolutely, but what's awesome too is you think about it, and baseball more than any other sport really relishes the old timers.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball more than anything else. You think back and you say who the greatest players of all time, and you'll have some names in there, but you're going back to Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Roger Maris. You're pulling out all these old names, and I think that was cool about the movie too, is that they are able at the end, they bring in the Negro Leagues, and that James Earl Jones character played with Babe Ruth.
Exactly, that was really cool.
That history thing, that kids today know who Babe Ruth is, which is amazing if you think about it. I mean, my day we knew who Babe Ruth was. Alan and his buddies know who Babe Ruth is. It's just the history of baseball. It's something special.
So, looking at the Sandlot on Rotten Tomatoes, this is something that I did after Jason and I talked about my favorite movies. I went back the next day and looked at all of my 8 favorite films, and I looked them up on Rotten Tomatoes to see what critics and fans said about my favorite movies. Pulling up the Sandlot, I've got the critics gave it a 62%.
Ouch.
It's ridiculous, especially when you look at the audience score of 89%.
Oh yeah,
which is much more on par for what it should be.
Absolutely.
Like, I looking these up, it always interests me. Like, what were the critics wanting from this movie? Like, is it because they were
not going to win an Academy Award?
Right. Like, are they like, what are these old critics looking for? And like, it's such a great movie, especially for kids or anybody who loves baseball. Like, as I guarantee that older people who watch this, and like us at our age that we are now watching it, like, I remember being 10 years old and playing baseball with my friends. It wasn't in the 60s, but it still felt the exact same way as it did in the movie.
I agree. That astounds me that it was that low. That'll give me something to do now. I'm going to go back and look up all the old, what the critics wrote.
Rotten Tomatoes is an interesting site to look at that and see, like, what the audience felt about a movie compared to the critics.
I'd be interested. You have that page open now. What was the budget and what did it gross?
Let's look.
That'd be interesting. It didn't have, other than James Earl Jones, Dennis Leary. Well, I guess you could consider the mom. Not a big star because she's in Raiders.
Yeah. The movie info. You know what? I'm gonna have to jump over to Box Office Mojo to find out.
That's all right. I can look it up on IMDb too.
Cool.
But think about the adult stars that were in the movie, right?
Yep. Dennis Leary.
Yep.
What was her? Well, and Mike Vitar played Benny the Jet.
Oh, what's her name?
Karen Allen. From,
Karen Allen, but not that big, other than Raiders.
Jones, yeah.
And James Earl Jones, it says here, right? That's an interesting thing. The IMDb rating is a 7.8 out of 10. So.
Okay, so it's right between those two.
Yep. There's trivia. Release date was April 7th of 93. Opening weekend, it did just about $5 million.
Okay.
Domestic gross was $32,950,000. But you know what? I bet it's made more than that, way more than that in DVD sales.
Oh, for sure.
Because this is just one of those movies. It doesn't give a budget though. No budget.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, that's got to be this. It's like one of those cult classics now that everybody's got. Everybody's seen it. So.
All right. Let's see here. The worldwide total for it on here says $33.8 million.
Okay.
But why do you not have the budget listed?
Yeah, no budget. It couldn't have been much. I mean, that's the kind of movie that those more experienced actors, adult actors, probably aren't getting a huge kickback on something.
Right, for sure. Yeah. Yep. So that's awkward. Well, anything else you got left to say about The Sandlot? Any final parting words on it?
No, the thing that I noticed talking about baseball, and my son plays travel ball, so we see a lot of different families, is it doesn't matter if it's a boy or girl, they all love the movie.
Yep.
It's one of those movies that everybody, it's a good feel. Even if you don't like baseball, you can watch the movie and have a good time.
It is a great feel-good movie that just has a lot of fun, witty dialogue. I feel like it's really well written for being written for kids. And then all the deliveries are just their children's cast is really well, like, they handle the dialogue really well and deliver it very good.
Yep. Not a lot of big names in the children's cast that went on to do things.
Nah. Mike Vitar went on to do The Mighty Ducks 2, and that's about it.
Yeah. And then the kid that plays the Nunez was in People Under the Stairs, Mighty Ducks. Cam was in The Big Green, that soccer movie.
Oh, the soccer movie.
So nothing huge.
Nope.
Scotty Smalls, the guy that played Scotty Smalls, was in the submarine movie.
U-571?
It might be U-571. Is that the one where Bon Jovi died?
I believe that's the one where Bon Jovi
dies. That would be the one that Scotty Smalls is in.
Well, and then at the very end, is Ron Howard's brother or somebody is the one that's narrating the movie or something?
No, it's not Ron Howard's brother. I know that because that dude cracks me up every time I see him.
Right.
Andrew found this for me. He said the Sandlot budget was about $7 million.
About 7. Okay, nice.
So
the guy that plays Old Smalls, is somebody.
I'm going to be honest. I would not know that if Mike Vitar, Art LaFleur was in there
as the Babe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arliss Howard.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Arliss Howard. I'm pretty sure this is Ron Howard's brother.
Okay, so wrong brother that I was thinking of.
Right. But yeah,
you know who I was thinking of.
Who's that?
Well, Ron Howard's brother. That's in every Ron Howard movie.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's the wrong brother. I wasn't thinking of that. That's too funny.
Although it might not be. It literally says that he's the older brother of Jim Howard, and it doesn't mention Ron Howard at all in his biography.
There you go.
I may have just made that up when I was a kid and thought they were brothers.
I don't even see the older Scotty Small.
According to
the cast on IMDb.
He's down all the way near the bottom. He's second from the bottom next to Kyle Pittman and Chris Fick.
Wow.
David Mickey Evans is credited as the narrator.
So they didn't even have him doing Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, and it looks like that's the director of the film also. Yeah, David Mickey, the director, is the one that narrates the movie.
There you go.
Wow, trivia that we probably should have looked up before we wasted time on this podcast. But awesome, man. I really appreciate it.
I'll tell you what. I can tell you this right now.
Yep.
Benjamin, here. Jump in here 2 seconds. We're talking about the Sandlot. What's your favorite scene in the Sandlot?
Where Benny the Jet gets chased by
the Bee. And who's your favorite character?
Benny Rodriguez.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
I had asked him, but I don't know where he went.
No.
You like Scotty Small.
Yeah. Right on. Well, man, I appreciate your time doing this. It's always fun chatting with you, especially about sports movies.
Absolutely, brother.
Awesome.